Creating organic animations in a digital world is not always easy. After Effects is a fabulous application to create animations. Illustrator is great at drawing masks, but sometimes you need special care when you move those Illustrator elements into After Effects. If you don't, you'll find a mask will flip around and rotate and invert in the wrong way. It's a very simple step to make sure that that works perfectly. Let's go have a look. All right, here we are in After Effects. I've got my window expanded. I'm just going to RAM preview this and show you the final result. What you're looking at are two Illustrator paths that are pasted in as a mask. And I'm just ping-ponging the playback back and forth to show you how this stuff grows outside. Now, this might seem like a pretty simple operation to do, but there are some things you've got to take into account. So let me just stop that, jump back to regular screen mode, and just show you what's going on. There's the first path, the first mask, and there is the second mask at the end. I also have a couple of effects on here. You'll notice in the top right-hand corner, I've got some fractal noise in the background blended in. Let's just turn that off for now. And I also have a layer style down here, the simple bevel and emboss that's just doing that. So one path going to another. Let's go into Illustrator. And I'll show you I have two shapes here right now, and they're directly over top of each other. So this is my first shape right here, and I'll move that off to show you my second shape in the background. We need to take this first leaf shape and create all these little areas growing out inside here, and it's pretty easy to do. Let me just copy this. I'll just grab a new document. I'll make this a print document. Click OK and paste. I just want to show you how I created all of those elements. So I'm going to need to bring this particular shape back in when I distort it. So again, I'll just copy that so now it's in the clipboard. On the left-hand side, buried inside this particular shortcut in this menu, we get down to the Twirl Tool. And the Twirl Tool has a radius. If you click on this, you'll see it twirls, and usually it does that very, very fast and very large. If you double-click on the Twirl Tool, you'll bring up the preferences of width, height, angle, intensity, and twirl rate. I want to take the twirl rate down. Make sure you don't go all the way to the left, because then you're going to the opposite direction. Instead, I'm just going to make this about 20, and then I'll take the intensity down also to, let's take that to 10. Click OK, and now when I click on this, you see it's much easier to control and it's smaller. Let me undo because those are still a little bit too big. If I hold down the Option key or Alt on Windows and the Shift key, then I can interactively change the size of that twirl area. Now it's up to you just to click in here and drag these out. You'll see that it's pretty easy to see where this is going to come off of. If you're twirling counterclockwise, it comes near the outside edge of that circle. I want to do a clockwise version over here. When I click, it's going to do it counter, hold down the Option or Alt key, and then it flips the other way. It's just so much easier to control when it's really, really small. So I'm basically just sitting here and coming up with, a look that I like. Maybe I want to make some of these smaller or bigger, little tendrils coming out of here. And you got to be careful that you're not too close like that one was. I'll undo that and make that one out a little bit more. Because remember, we're going to paste the other path over top so that we get a great result. Oh, a little bit further out for this one. And we can also go back over top of another one, so I can add a little bit more of a chunkiness to the end, just more organic feel instead of it looking like a perfect little tendril. Okay. So that's our first shape, and you'll see what happened. It actually cut pieces of this out in here, and that's not going to be a good final animation. So remember, I have the other one in my clipboard, so if I paste in front, it pastes it right over top. I now have two of these together, and I just need to combine these to make one mask. And I can use the Pathfinder tool, or we've got our new Shape Builder tool. And the Shape Builder tool is cool because it looks at different areas in here, and you can draw these areas. And what I'm doing is really combining these together. I could also hold the Shift key down and drag this over top of here. Sometimes it might fill in these areas, so you got to be careful. You can double click on the Shape Builder tool and actually turn gap detection off. If you don't do that, sometimes it fills in these areas. So that is our second path that we're going to animate. I'm just going to jump back to my original document because I like these a little bit better. So I'll select this one and copy it. I'll jump into After Effects. And if we look at my masks down in here, I already have keyframes for the mask shape. I want to remove those keyframes. So with that path selected, actually, you know what? Let me just show you how to do this completely without a mask. So if I delete that out of here, I've just got a solid shape. Draw with any of the path tools, it creates a mask shape. Now when I paste, it's going to paste that in. That one step is very critical. If you don't do it that way, you might end up with an extra layer or an extra something. It's always better, create a solid, create a simple mask, and then paste in. That's our first mask. Let's go grab our second mask. But remember, we got to go down here and set a keyframe for mask path. Boom, right there. That's our first keyframe. I'll jump to the end, go back to Illustrator, select the other one, copy that, back to After Effects, and watch what happens. When I paste, it pastes it in. Your first thought is, Eureka, it's beautiful. Not so much. Look at this. It's inverting and rotating this around. This problem occurs because After Effects has misinterpreted what the first vertex is. Think of it as an origin point. The origin point should be the exact same so there's no twisting or bending. It's a really easy fix. Let's go have a look. First of all, I'm going to try to identify something that is going to be similar between both of these. And I'm going to zoom into the top area in here and choose something around here. So let me select about there. Right-click, Mask and Shape Path, Set First Vertex. And you see when I do that, it's a little bit larger than the other ones. Let's zoom back out, and what happens? Not so much. So let's go to the other one and try to identify that same vertex. I really don't even have to know where the first vertex is now. I'm just going to reset it. So I think I'm around that area in there. Mask and Shape, Set First Vertex. And let's try this one now and see what's going on. Ah, very nice. Now it looks like it's growing. Another thing you can do over here on the left is you can just turn this toggle mask shape visibility off. It still means the mask's working. It's much easier for us to see our final animation. It's that simple to get this stuff working together, to make sure your paths are controlled. We do have some other tools in here for smart mask interpolation, but you know what? When I tried that on this same effect, it wasn't as successful. For a simple animation between two paths, setting the correct vertex for both the beginning and the end path is going to give you amazing results. Now let's get some organic demos going out there, okay?